What is your reaction to the Kawhi news?
When I first heard about this injury, Monica and Charlie, I said, boy, it looked really innocuous when he had that injury in Game 4 and the Clippers went over the Utah Jazz. So if this is something that's going to keep him out of the rest of this series, that's going to be very interesting. But I got a message for Paul George. And Paul George, I know we're not friends, we're not close, but dude, this message is for you. You have to tag Playoff P. Now you got to live up to it because Kawhi Leonard is that dude that you can't replace his production. Over 27 points per game, over 7 rebounds. He's a 3-level dude. He can score at 3 levels. So Playoff P, this is now your basketball team. You can't be the Robin. You've got to be the Batman right now for the rest of this series and lead your team to the promised land called the Western Conference Finals and beyond if Kawhi Leonard could be out for the rest of the playoffs. Paul George, for the first time in a long time, you are now the man. You got to step up and act like the man because the dude that was the man is not going to be there. You got to step into his place and be that guy. If you can't be that guy, then all those whispers and all that language around you is going to be true. They're not going to call you Playoff P anymore. They're going to call you Wayoff P, and that's the last thing you want. So, Paul George, I hate to put it on you, but this is what you wanted, this kind of situation. Live up to it. Kawhi Leonard's not going to be there to bail you out. You're going to have to bail out this team and bail out yourself and your reputation when it's all said and done.
You know, Freddie, you're not wrong in that challenge, shall we call it, to Paul George. But as our good friend Kendrick Perkins has said, I have moved Paul George to my it is what it is team, right? Not that he cannot be a prolific scorer, not that he doesn't have the capability to shift the outcome of a game based on his performance, but I'm actually looking at the rest of this team. Because to me, the piece that has been the most confusing about this Clippers squad has not been what they can and cannot do physically on the basketball court. It has been the attitude with which they approach ball games. And what I saw from Kawhi Leonard that I have not seen from the rest of that unit, when it was go time in both the Dallas series and coming out of the deficit in the Jazz series, Kawhi Leonard took that on his shoulders without hesitation and rose to the occasion both offensively and defensively. When it comes to Paul George, skill, ability, physical body and capability, yes. But I'm not 100% sure that the attitude, which was still kind of like pulling teeth to bring it out of Kawhi Leonard, will be there. And so for that, I'm now looking at a guy like Reggie Jackson, who has shot the ball well in this series. I'm looking at a guy like Marcus Morris Sr., who has also shot the ball well in this series. Both of those guys are veterans in this league and have a little grit to their personalities. There has to be a way for the we will not be denied attitude to infiltrate this team. And the one thing that I've been the most impressed with the Clippers as this series has continued has been what they've been able to do defensively. They are flying around on that side of the ball 1 through 5 and not just the person that is tasked with slowing Donovan Mitchell. And so if they can maintain that and allow their defense to then carry over into some offense, I think they give themselves a shot. But as much as it is the 65% and the plus or 30-point performances we've seen that will be absent, I'm also wondering who's going to step up and bring the mentality that the Clippers are going to need to get this done.
Monica, you're correct. Here's why you're correct. It has to start with Paul George. You're exactly right about an attitude adjustment.
We're going to get it, Freddie.
I get it. I'm the same way. I got my head in my hands like this, too, about Paul George wondering if he's going to do it. But, Monica, he has to. You understand these things. You played at Georgetown. You played in Big East basketball. When a star goes down, when Broadway is ready and the lead is not there, the understudy better step up and be that lead, and you better go out there and knock it out of the park. You don't hear people complain about, boy, we came to see this, and that was dreadful when the understudy stepped in. You can't have that if you're Paul George. Monica, you are 100% right in terms of this has to be an attitude adjustment. It has to be a collective. But you always need a leader of that collective. And for now, with the Clippers starting tonight, that leader has to be Paul George. If he can't do it, then you know what's going to happen, and you know this is a ball player. Man, oh, man, we can't rely on that guy. He may have to be not a 1A or 1B, but maybe a 2 or a 3 when it comes to something like that. If Paul George can't recognize that moment going on the road into the Utah building without the main guy there and he shrinks from that whole responsibility, then that's not just a Paul George problem. That becomes a Clippers problem. And then going forward, what do you do about that as an organization?
Freddie, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I guess I am tempering my expectations, my friend. I'm
I
just
get it.
tempering. Like, he might give me 26, but I don't know if the added, like, this is going to be a challenge. We have seen how rocking that arena in Utah has been. The colorways have been fantastic. The fans are on it. Prior to all of that, we know the reputation that arena has in terms of being a difficult place to play. Listen, and I've maintained, unlike in the Dallas series, where I think the Mavs struggled to counter down the stretch, going home, Donovan Mitchell, I put my chips all into the middle of the table when it comes to, do I trust him to be able to counter? As tough as the last game was, game 4, within 2 minutes to go, there was a pathway to make it closer and to be at least in striking distance if you're the Utah Jazz. Now, the Clippers did hold off, but you're not wrong, Freddie, but I'm going to say this. So Paul George will need his incredible supporting staff and cast, rather, in that understudy role.
Yeah, a big piece of the puzzle will be missing in Game 5. Kawhi Leonard has had 26 30-point games over the course of the past 3 postseasons. That's the most in the NBA.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.